Sorry to leave you hanging like I did in that last video, but I really hadn't decided what to do. And I've been looking through these pictures of this bear that I have on the bait here, and it's probably a 3-year-old sow. I'm going to say it's probably 180 pounds. She's pretty fat and, you know, a good eating bear for sure. And 6 points to draw this tag makes me, you know, a little bit concerned that I would go ahead and shoot this bear if I have a chance, when the potential for getting something bigger is out there. It is the 5th day, and I could always come back later in the season or whatever. So I do have options, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go out and hang and hunt this afternoon and try to shoot this bear. And of course there's always the off chance that another bear could come. You know, that's a bit of a long shot, but you just never know. She was in there twice last night, about 5 hours apart. So there's a pretty good chance she'll be back before dark tonight, I would say. And whenever she wasn't there, then Booner the Cooner was in there. But I think I'm going to go put a tree stand up this afternoon and get in it. And if I see her and change my mind, I can always decide not to shoot her at that point. So, but I'm here to hunt, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to get her. So we'll see what happens. Man, it turned into just a beautiful day here. A little breezy, but it's almost 70 degrees. And the sun's out. It's in the 5 days I've been here, I've had nothing like this, so it's a perfect day to go bear hunting. It's 1 o'clock right now. I got about 15 more minutes left on charging some camera batteries, and then I'm going to head out to the stand. My plan is to go in and hang the stand and then come back to the truck, and the stand's about 100 yards from where I parked the truck. Come back to the truck and then change clothes and then go back in to hunt. So I'm hopefully going to be settled in to hunt by between 2 and 2:30, which makes for a long day because it doesn't get dark until it's just about, I think it's 8:45 or something. But that bear could come back anytime, so I'm going to be ready for it when it does. Rumble. I worked up a sweat setting up this stand. I didn't film any of it just because I wanted to minimize noise and disturbance in here, because the swamp is right here. I mean, like, that bear is probably within 100 yards right now. So I wanted to be really quiet, getting all set up in here. According to the trail cameras, the bear came from that direction there, which is where the open water is, and then this all is just swampy behind me here, but I can't see any open water anyway. Wind is really swirly in here, but that's pretty typical of these thick cover spots. So I can't see much around me. That when that bear steps out, it's going to be right in my lap, but that's, you know, why I chose this spot, because they'll feel comfortable coming to it during the daylight. So we got a long sit here. It's about 2:30. We got until about, I think, 8:45 or something. It's a long time, but it might not take that long. That bear, I'm pretty certain it's going to come back. That's just the pattern that I've seen over and over the years, is once these bears find a bait, they visit it a couple of times, and then they come back every 8 hours or so for a couple of days until they just settle into a evening or a nocturnal rhythm. And hopefully, if we don't get her tonight, it'll be a evening rhythm rather than nocturnal. feels good to be in the stand after several days of working these and checking cameras and hauling bait. And feels really, really good to be in the stand with a high degree of optimism. So you're riding shotgun. Thanks for being along. This could be good. I just got this text from Colby Moorhead. Barry shot in Arkansas. Pretty nice. He's the owner of Bear Hunting Magazine. Good friend. Really good guy. Do-it-yourself hunt in Arkansas. That's a tough hunt. Maybe I'll go try it sometime. Anybody know what kind of a tree this is? I think it might be some kind of a fir. Leave a comment below if you know what kind of a tree this is. I haven't seen any of these in Minnesota. We might have them, but I don't recognize them. Well, not tonight, I guess. Kind of surprised, really surprised actually, that she didn't come back while I was there. When I climbed down right at dark, I just had a sense that she's very close. But I guess we'll see on the cameras what happens. I might have blown my only chance at her. I guess we'll see. Well, day 6 here, it's really raining. And I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning in the tent, and for some reason I had a really stuffed up head and kind of achy joints, and was laying there trying to decide what to do and thinking, yeah, I don't have much going here. It's supposed to rain today, and archery season for deer opens tomorrow at home. And I'm thinking, maybe I should just go home for a few days and then come back. And if I do, should I leave some cameras out? Should I wait a couple weeks and come back? And I'm laying there thinking, well, I guess I better look at the radar to see if, if that's going to affect my decision. Well, I look at the phone and I see there's major rain just coming right at me in the campground there. So I pile out of the sleeping bag and put on a headlight and just scrambling around in the dark, breaking camp, and got everything tore down, and it just started to pour just as soon as I was folding up the tent. So I dodged a bullet there. But I've decided to just go ahead and pull everything out of the woods here, and I got to do it in the rain because it's an all-day steady rain here, it looks like. But go home today, and I'll be home for deer season opener tomorrow, and then I'm not going to give up on this. It took me 6 years to draw this tag, so I'm going to kind of keep an eye on things out here. Plus I got Troy here that has his camp up here. I'm still surprised that no bears have come back to his bait. So this is probably not the last Michigan vlog, but for today I got all these cameras in the woods I got to pull out, and I got to get my stand down from last night, and then I'm going to head home. Hold up, another change of plans. Okay, I am on my way home, but I got to the second bait and it was completely cleaned out, and that's the one where the camera wasn't working. But I actually had taken the camera and shut it off, took out the batteries, put the batteries back in, turned the camera back on, and put a new card in it and formatted the card. And it had taken some pictures, but it was pouring down rain, so I didn't take the time to look at them. And I went to the other bait where that sow was, and it was also hit again. So I just decided not to take everything out and take it home with me. I left the stand up, I left the camera there, I put a couple more big buckets full of bait in there, and so I'm going to go back in a few days. And I really think that other bait must have had a second bear on it, because I don't think that little cubster could eat all that bait. So it was just pouring rain, so I just threw all the cameras in the back of the pickup and everything. I'll check them when I get home. I guess if there's nothing else on that camera, I'll just delete this part of the video and you'll never see it. But if there is, You're looking at it right now. So this is the end of this video, but there's definitely going to be another one because I left my stand and I rebaited. So I'm going to head back there in a few days. I just got a lot of stuff to do at home, and wanted to hunt the opening day of the deer season for bow. And I mean, I got